Let's see if this hollow grind from Very Good Knife Company can hang. Now, I do not advise people to do this. This is just me testing. Let's see here. People say hollow grinds aren't good because they can't be batoned, because of this, because of that, and all this other stuff in between. Look at the knots in this piece of wood.
Dudes and dudettes of YouTube land, it's Frank with What's the Point EDC. I guess the saying is true. If you ask, you shall receive. You asked for the hard use testing of the Very Good Knife Company Falcon. Here it is. You're going to want to stick around to the end. Trust me on that. This knife is Nitro V steel with a hollow grind, Warncliffe blade shape, full tang construction, micarta scales, stainless pins, Kydex sheath. What more could you ask for? One-inch rope of death time. You know what time it is. This SOB is screaming sharp, and that is a fact. It didn't take anything to go through this 1-inch twisted sisal rope. And I gotta say, the twisted sisal rope that I get is a whole lot different than a lot of twisted sisal rope that I've seen. It's a lot more coarse and hard to cut. That's a fact. Watch as I cut through this 1/2-inch air hose. I did some weird cutting motions, but don't worry about that. I'm trying to show you guys. Watch how I just cut through with a push cut. Look at that. It eats. It freaking just does. So it's 100 degrees out here. So I've got air conditioning units in front of me and on both sides of me. So everything is loud. As you guys know, nothing is ever perfect here. What's the Point EDC? You just get it how you get it, and that's all there is to it. Right here, things start to get pretty impressive. I just did a weird little stab it into the stump and pull cuts. It's really a weird cut. I don't know why I did it. But right here with the tip is where things start to get very interesting. Look at how easy that was. This tip cuts so good. I don't even know if I've ever had a knife cut with the tip this damn good. Watch this. I'm going to double up this 2-inch ratchet strap. Watch it eat. Here it goes. Yeah, that is nuts. I'm telling you right now. This is the same exact 1/2-inch twisted sisal rope that I use for all my edge retention testing. I'm sure everybody who knows the channel knew that that wasn't going to be an issue for this knife just because it went through the 1-inch twisted sisal rope with 0 issues. And I gotta say, this is one hell of a comfortable knife. The fit and finish is awesome. Even though that's not what this video is about, I just had to mention that. The knife is so sharp, I can start the cut before the rope and just pull the knife straight through the rope. That's insane. I'm so serious. That is just crazy. Right here, I got sick and tired of these freaking Bill Gates mosquitoes that he released, so I had to just spread this around to stop them from tearing me up, because they've been out there tearing me up for about 35 minutes at that point. Back to the 1/2-inch air hose. It has no problem cutting this. It's the geometry is so good, and the behind the edge thickness paired up with the Nitro V steel and the hollow grind, it really wants to cut. Check the tip out on this. I'm going to cut through this a couple times, then I'm just going to take the tip and I'm just going to kind of just barely touch the rubber and pull, and it just cuts through. Here it comes. Watch this wild stuff right here. I don't know why I decided to do it, but I thought, you know what? Why not show how good this tip is? Because it's so precise. And now that I'm thinking about it, after I did the testing, I used the tip for a whole bunch of other stuff that I should have added into the video, but you get it how you get it around here. If I gave you all the footage of me testing, the videos would be so long, you guys wouldn't even want to see it. I'm not even gonna lie, I have broken down so much fat wood with 4 different knives that have 90-degree spines, so my thumb is damn sensitive right now, and I didn't even want to do this, but I did do two little demonstrations real quick. This is some damn hardwood. Listen. Yeah, that's freaking hard right there. Now right here, you're going to see me. I'm not trying to feather stick. I'm just removing material. And I do this weird cranking motion here in a minute. That's to put a little bit of extra pressure and some torque on the actual edge itself to see if it's going to want to roll, chip, nick, anything weird. And it didn't have any issues. I'm telling you, this knife is so sharp that it wants to just bite straight into the wood. I know that this isn't the proper wood for feather sticking because it's really hard and really dry. So that's not the thing. And check this out. People say hollow ground blades and thin behind the edge fixed blades are not good because they're going to chip and stuff. This has no issue. It's all about the steel that you use. You can have very thin geometry, you can have hollow grinds, but it needs to be with the proper steel to back the geometry up. And this knife right here has that. As you guys can see, I'm whacking the shit out of this hard seasoned oak, and there's nothing happening. Not one single issue. Here's that cranking I was telling you about a little bit ago. Just cranking really weird. I know I look weird as hell doing it, but there's a purpose behind it.
You hear that? That's freaking hard stuff right there. Buck broke with a hollow grind when Scab with Choir Boys Outdoors batoned with it. Let's see if this hollow grind from Very Good Knife Company can hang. Now, I do not advise people to do this. This is just me testing. Let's see here. People say hollow grinds aren't good because they can't be batoned, because of this, because of that, and all this other stuff in between. Look at the knots in this piece of wood. This is hard wood. No issue. Let's see here. Now this one right here is where the problem is. This thing is serious. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good sized knots right there, plus all the little small ones. See how it does. Check that out. That, my friends, is how a hollow grind is done. I don't ever want to hear somebody say a hollow grind can't be batoned. I don't want to hear somebody say you can't chop with a hollow grind. Just to show the choppers a little something. You hear how hard this is. Very hard wood. Let me show you the difference in woods. I don't have anything soft here. I'm a hard motherfucker. That's all I got. Look at this. Right into that knot. No chipping, nothing. Let me check it. Insane. That is good stuff, you guys. Shout out to Very Good Knife Company. Yes. Good knife right here. You can hard use this EDC fixie all day.
I'm getting a bit redundant here with my bark removal and my whittling, but damn, it's one of them knives that cuts so good that you're enjoying yourself while using it. It really is. So shout out to Very Good Knife Company for making a very good damn knife. And that is an understatement for real. This knife is so comfortable. Look at this, look. What? Let's see if we get some edge damage.
That's how a hollow grind's done. This, my friends, is a correctly done, well-made hollow grind. Pay attention, companies.
This is about as far as I'm going to take this tip testing. This is an EDC fixed blade with a fine tip. I treat every knife differently when it comes to tip testing. I just wanted to show this penetrating the tire and going into the stump, and it did just fine.
Go ahead and slice us off a little bit real quick for all my rubber lovers. That's how it's done. All right, it's wiped off. It's nice and clean now. It passed the test, I'm telling you that right now. This is a very well-made knife, made right here in the United States of America. Let's go ahead and see if it'll still cut paper. I didn't think about this earlier on when I first started the video, or I would have cut some paper. Wow, that's still really sharp. The wind is kind of impeding me. So, what do I think about the Falcon? I dig it big time. I did switch the carrying system up from what it came with from the factory because for me personally, it was too small for my belt. And dang, if I don't think it's such a good carrying knife. It functions well, very ergonomic and comfortable. The micarta is holding up very good. You get really, really good traction, that's for sure. I was a little bit wet yesterday. It started pouring down rain on me like a downpour out of nowhere. So I cut the video off right after I was playing with the tire, cutting that up. So, conclusions to this knife. I like it. I really do. So shout out to two people. First, shout out to Timbo 437 for making this one even happen, for sending this thing in. I'm gonna put a link to his YouTube and Instagram in the description. Check him out and hit him up. Second, shout out to Very Good Knife Company because they freaking knocked this thing out the park for real. It's a smaller company. It's not a really big operation. So that's just kind of one more thing I like. You know, supporting USA companies is always something that I enjoy doing. And another awesome freaking knife made right here in the USA. I'm going to put a link to Very Good Knife Company's YouTube and Instagram in the description as well. So check Timbo and Very Good Knife Company out. I appreciate everybody out there. I appreciate Timbo. I appreciate Very Good Knife Company for being right here in the United States, making freaking fire knives for all of us to enjoy and have fun with and have in our collections. And I appreciate all you guys for watching the channel because if it wasn't for you guys, there would be no WTP. Fist bump to you. I appreciate you for real. Last thing, if you're an addict, never quit quitting. Stay strong and live long. If you're struggling with bad thoughts, reach out and talk to somebody. It is okay to talk. Never quit quitting and never give up. Take it easy and stay greasy, y'all. I'm out. Peace.